All right, everyone. Welcome for another session today with myself, Jean-Baptiste. I'm just going to be the moderator here, and the star of the day is Delphine. Hi, Delphine.
Hi, everyone.
So Delphine is the program coordinator for the Bachelor of Fashion Design. Lately, she has been doing several workshops that were dedicated to natural dyeing techniques, eco prints, and today she's going to teach you about eco weaving techniques. So I just wanted to remind you that, first of all, this session is being recorded, and later on it's going to be uploaded on our YouTube channel. So if you have difficulties following, or if you end up not having all the necessary materials for the workshop, don't worry. You will just have to go on the IFA Paris YouTube channel and you will be able to see the video as many times as you want. I am going to keep everybody on mute just to make sure that everybody is able to hear Delphine's instructions and everybody is able to work at the same time as she's giving instructions. If you have any question, please send me a message on the chat box and I will interrupt Delphine and I will ask her your question. So I hope everything is clear so far. And so Delphine, please go ahead. We're listening to you.
Okay, so let's start. So hi, everyone. So today I will do an introduction about weaving. So it's a very beginner workshop. So let's start with the material that you need for this workshop. So you need a piece of cardboard, okay? So the size, it's up to you. It depending of how to say the work that you want to achieve and to do. I advise you, if it's the first time that you work on weaving, to don't be too ambitious and to say have like maybe A4 size, or it can be even smaller than that. You need also to have like some leftover of cardboard. You will see that what we will do with it. You need to have scissors. I have two types of scissors. One for the fabrics and one for the paper, for to cut the cardboard. You need to have a rulers, a pen, a comb or a fork will work as well. And of course, some thread. And also to work on the eco weaving, left over or like a damaged garment that leftover of fabric or damaged garment that you are not using anymore. Okay, so we will do a weaving, I would say, with material that are not new. Okay, we want to give a second life to textile and to recreate something with it. Okay, so the purpose is not to, I say, buy wool or anything to make this weaving. Of course, weaving can be made with a proper loom, a loom that usually it's made, I'd say, out of like a wood frame. So this, you have an example of a loom, but students from our school work with this type of loom. You have like different dimensions. Also, the loom can be not rectangular, but can be also made out of a circle. For example, embroidery circle. Also, you have some tutorial on YouTube to show you how to make your own wooden loom with a frame and nails. Okay, but today I want to start very basic and very simple, and you will see with the cardboard, we can, I'd say, the weaving that we can do are very great as well. Okay, so let's start. So we will start by, how to say, making the loom, okay, with the cardboard. So for that, so you need the main piece of cardboard, and what you will do, okay, with your rulers, you will how to say, you don't start straight away, okay, from the edge. So maybe you leave like what, 2 centimeters over here, and after you have to point every 1 centimeter, okay, on each side. So we will do it together. So you leave 2 centimeters on each, like on the edge, and after with your pen, you just mark every 1 centimeter. Okay, so you start in one, I'd say, edge of your cardboard. Okay. Okay, so I don't know if you, I don't know if you see, but you see here, I've marked every 1 centimeter. Okay, and so you have to do it the same on the other side. Okay, but make sure that your line are straight, are even. Okay, so all your lines are parallel to each other. So you can, like, you don't have to trace a line, but make sure that when you mark every 1 centimeter, that on both sides it's equal. Okay, so what I do, okay, to make sure that I have like the same, I'd say the same distance, okay, from the top to the bottom, I will start to drop a line, okay, to make sure that everything will be parallel. And I do the same. So I do every 1 centimeter because I will say it's more clear. You can also do it every 0.5 centimeter. So every 5 millimeter. Okay. So make sure that, okay, each mark has aligned with each other. I think I missed one on this side. Okay. So when you are done, okay, marking on the top and the bottom of your cardboard, you have to take a scissor and so just do a small slit. Okay, so you cut that. Sorry, we'll cut, but just like a little, okay, not too much. So when you have like mark every 1 centimeter, so you cut a slit on both sides. Okay, so here we're preparing, I would say, what if we can call it the loom. Okay, and after you do the same on the other side, you cut. Okay, so here I'm done. It's good for everyone, everybody following? It's clear? For the moment, it's quite simple, okay? So, okay, I have cut every 1 centimeter on both sides, okay? And it has to be equal. So when you are done with that, so now what we'll start to make, it's the wrap. So the wrap, in fact, when you make so weaving, we use two words, but it's called the wrap and the weft. So the wrap of the weaving, it's the vertical yarn that we will start to place between the slit that we have created. And later on, when we start to weave between this vertical yarn, it will so horizontally, when we will interlace the fabric through the wrap, it's called the weft. So to do the wrap, okay, I advise you, okay, if you are a beginner and you never did, how to say, weaving before, to use a very basic classic yarn, okay? So the color, I would say, it doesn't matter, it's up to you. But so here I will take like some leftover of wool for like a personality project. And I will use this one because this one, you see, it's quite like basic and simple. It's not too fluffy, not too airy. So it will be very easy to use. And so you start, okay, to place the yarn into the first slit. And so what you will do, you can tape, okay, the extremity to make sure that it doesn't move. If you don't have tape, later on we can also join the two extremity together and make a knot, okay? But so this is the back, okay? And so here I will start to pass, okay, through the slit on both sides. Okay. So when, okay, you're passing this yarn, okay, into each slit, don't make it too tight and not too loose. If it's too loose, okay, your work will be totally like deformed. But if it's too tight, it will be very difficult to, how to say, to pass the other fabric or yarn between them. Okay, so you have to be gentle, okay? So you don't pull too much. Okay, so you do that until the end. Okay. Okay, so here I'm done with it. So I will cut the thread, and so I will tape again, okay, the extremity of it. Okay, to hold the yarn. Okay, so this is the back, okay, of my loom. Okay, when I've taped and fixed, okay, the beginning and the end of the thread. And so this is a good side.
Hi, Delphine. There are two questions.
Yes.
One is, can we use any kind of yarn?
Yes, it's what I say at the beginning. You can use any type of yarn, but what I advise, if it's the first time that you experimenting on weaving, I advise you to use something quite basic, not too airy or fluffy.
Okay. And how about sewing thread?
You can, if it's your sewing thread, it's, I would say, strong enough, because you have some sewing thread that, you know, are very thin and can break easily. You can do it with sewing thread as well.
Perfect. Thank you, Delphine.
You're welcome. So when you are done with that, so here we have like we have prepared the loom. Now, before to start to weave, we have to prepare I would say the fabric, okay, that we want to weave, and prepare two tools that will be really useful to do the weaving. So the tools that we will create, you need to take another piece of cardboard that it's a little more longer, okay, than the size, okay, of the loom that you have made. Okay, so for example, this one, okay, it's a little more, much longer. And so what you will do, I didn't do it yet, you will cut the extremity, okay, with an arrow shape. Okay, so you will do something like that. And so this piece of cardboard will be helpful to, I'd say, to pass between the yarn. So what you have to do is to pass, okay, the piece of cardboard under and over alternatively. Okay, so here I will pass under and over, leaving always, okay, a yarn underneath. So under and over. Okay, so this will be really helpful to leave, to say, the yarn. So you know where later on to pass your fabric, okay, to pass the weave, to create the weaving, okay. And the other piece of cardboard, so this is to create a shuttle. So the shuttle, it's or you can also use a big needle, okay, that you will pass the yarn, so you fabric of the yarn through the wrap, okay. So you will do like something like that. But if you don't have big needle, I will show you how to make a shuttle. Okay, so for example, what you will do later on, so you see, it's why I'm doing this piece of cardboard, because here it's easy. I just have to leave it a little, so it's easy to pass the needle and after to pass the thread through. Okay. But if you don't have like this type of big needles, Tasperry needle, you can make, to say, shuttle using, it's what I used to do, using cardboard. Okay, so I just take like a piece, okay, of cardboard, and so what I will do, so if you work with thread or wool, okay, so you just roll an amount of wool, okay, around this cardboard. This is how many, it's hard to answer, because this is really depending of, I'd say, what you want to do. But I advise you, okay, before to really start weaving, to decide on how to say, on the color that you will like to have an harmony, but it's nice together to create a nice weaving. Okay? So you see here, I just do that. So this will be, I say, my shuttle that I will use. It will be easy. For example, after, okay, to when I will leave, okay, to, because we start from one side, and to pass this thing, okay, between it. Okay. So here I'm just preparing my material, okay? So I've prepared like this yarn with this shuttle. Also, if you're using, I will show you a technique, okay? If you want to use old or damaged garment, for example, here I have a t-shirt that I already cut. So, because if I show you another example, okay, you see that, so this is a tank top. Okay. So what we will need, it's, I'd say, it's this part. So I will cut the top. So I will show it to you. So this is how to prepare, okay, the fabrics, say the stripe and the band of fabric that will be useful, okay, to create the weave. Okay, so here, this I don't need it. Okay, so I've cut the top. So here I have this piece over here. You will fold it in two. Okay, so you fold your t-shirt in two. And where you have, okay, the fold, okay, so you see the fold, it's over here. So you will, I don't know if you see over here, so you will cut, okay, the size of that you think that will be good to have in your weaving. So personally, I think that around, to say, it's really depending on you, but 1 to 2 centimeters. And so you will cut, but not until the top, okay? So the top part, it's where you have the fold, okay, of your t-shirt, that we have folded the t-shirt in two. You cut, and you leave 2 centimeters on the top, and you continue like that. You continue to cut. Okay, leaving 2 centimeters. I'll try to be much faster because we have to do that until the end. And you will see out from a t-shirt, and we can do it also with the socks. I will show it to you later, how we can have like a large band of fabrics, okay? Of course, you can also cut, to say, and weave band by band, okay? So a piece by piece of fabric, but it takes a little much more time. So this is just like a trick, a tips from how to say, a t-shirt, how to create like a full piece of fabrics. And it, try to be fast. I will stop here. Okay. So here you see I like this thing. After you have to unfold it. I don't know if you can see it. And so what we will do, I don't know if you see, but from the middle, so we will start to cut here in bias. Let's see if I cut this one.
Delphine, can you just show us where you cut exactly? You said in the middle?
Yes, so you start by cutting, wait, I will start. So I will take my phone.
Yeah, thank you.
To you. Let me know if it's more clear, okay?
Yes.
You have like this piece. And so here you will have to start to cut. So from here, from below. And
yes.
You start to cut and you go in the opposite one. You go into that one. So you cut in bias.
Okay, so as a bias across.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, and so after, okay, you have like some large band of fabrics. Okay. Okay, do you want me to do it one more time with the socks, maybe?
I think it would be great. Thank you, Delphine.
So I will do it with the socks. Okay, so with the socks, it's I have to say it's a bit different because I will not fold the socks. So what we will use also, I will use the bottom part of the socks. Okay, and so you can also cut over here, okay, the extremity of the socks. Okay, so here you have like this piece, okay, with the hole each side. And so I will do the same, but without folding. Okay, so I will cut, okay, some bend, but I will stop. Okay, I will not go until the top. Okay, so I stop at 2 centimeters. Okay, and after here you will. So when you have done, you have cut, okay, this thing over here, your little socks. So you will come and cut. Wait, I don't know if you see, but so the first one you will start to come and cut over here. Okay, in bias, in diagonal. So I try to make it clear, but for example, cut over here, and you see if you unroll it. And here we go. Okay, so from a socks or like a t-shirt, you can have like a big band of fabrics. Okay, but it's more easy, for example, to, I'd say, to wrap around a shuttle that you have made and later on to weave. Okay, so this is for some tips, okay, about how, okay, weave, how to say, socks, a t-shirt, and to make a large band of fabric. So now let's start the weaving. So today I will just introduce the basic tabby weave, or we can call it the plain weave. So it's like, it's I'll say the one of the main weave that it's used to make fabrics. After, you have like a diversity of weaving technique that you can use to create a pattern. Okay, but today let's start with the basic tabby weave. So for that, so you need to take like your shuttle. So
Delphine,
yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there's a question. They want to, one person would like to understand if you mean one up, one down weave, haut en bas, alternating.
Yes. So it's to pass, to say, this piece of cardboard.
Yes.
Yes. So here you need to go find it. So you see. Okay. So we'll start to weave. So you will understand. So to start to weave, okay, I will start to pass, okay, my yarn, okay, here underneath, okay, the yarn that here on the top. So you can see with this piece of cardboard, I have like So I've started by the first one, it's under, the second one, it's on the top. Okay? The third one, it's under, the fourth one, it's on the top. So
Okay.
alternatively, okay, you always have to go under and over with your yarn. Okay, so this is the basic principle of weaving. So it's what we start to do. Okay. Yes. So let's start to weave. Okay. I will put my weave flat on the table. I hope you will see. If not, let me know. But it's more easy to manipulate. Okay. So you start from the bottom. Okay, but not too close from the bottom. So this piece of cardboard will help you to leave the yarn. And to leave the yarn, it's more easy for you. We can do it without that, but it's more easy to, from one, to pass, okay, the shuttle underneath. Okay. So here, I don't know if you see, okay, but so this is just right, but I have passed, okay, my yarn underneath, okay, the first row. And so after we will do the opposite, okay. So you start like, so here we have put the yarn, okay, between, okay, the bar. And so here after we do the opposite. So you, to do the opposite, okay, so you can move that. And so now it's the yarn that was under that will be on the top. Okay. Okay, and so here I will pass my yarn underneath. Okay. So you have after to use a comb, okay, to pull, okay, the yarn together. So it's very important to don't on that side to don't pull too much the yarn, because we don't want to create any tension, okay, on the side. The warp, so the warp is the white yarn, okay, that we have created at the beginning, have to always stay, okay, parallel to each other. Okay, so here I have an example. So I don't know if you can see, but for example, here it's not good. Okay. So here you can see that on the side, okay, that here the yarn start to go inward. Okay, so this we don't want this to happen. Okay, it's a common mistake. So be careful, okay? So when you weave, okay, and when you're passing your yarn, okay, so under and over, so under and over the warp, make sure that you don't pull too much on the side, okay? And of course, don't be too loose as well. Okay. So here you can do several rows, okay? Okay, so here I will pass between the pattern. So it's better to always move this thing, but it's really helpful to leave the yarn. You can do it without. Okay. But personally, I think it's more easy to do it that way. Okay. So, and here again, we passing the thread between. Okay. So I will also show it to you. So how to do it, because it will be more faster. Okay, of course, if you use a very thin, I'd say, yarn, it's taking more time, but you can also do it with, for example, here, I'd say the socks that are cut. Okay, so you can do the same. So here you pass under and over, under and over. So here I'm not using this piece of cardboard to help me, because I will say the yarn is quite large and big, so it's easy to manipulate. Okay, so you can also decide to, depending on, I'd say, the fabrics and which type of garment that you have available. So let's say that if you are not able to create a long piece of fabric like that, you know, a long thread out of a t-shirt or out of a socks or like a jeans, you will have to always pass a single time, okay, your stripe and your band of fabrics. But if you can do that way, okay, it's more easy. So you can do the same with a jeans, for example. I don't have a jeans, but if you have an old jeans, okay, and you want to weave with jeans, so you use the legs of the jeans, okay, and you do the same technique as the socks, okay. So so we will have like I'd say a tube, okay, but with the jeans, and so you cut, okay, some stripe, some band, not until the top. Okay, and when you are done, after, on the top, when we have leaves 2 centimeters, you will start to cut in diagonal, okay, to create one single piece of denim that you will use to make your weaving.
Delphine, there are two
Yes.
questions for you.
Yes.
Apparently, someone finds it really difficult to pass the yarn through the cardboard. Is there anything rather than a needle or a square piece of cardboard that they can use as a shuttle, I suppose? I don't know.
No, yes, no, like to do that, you have to, you see this piece over here of cardboard that we have created. Okay, that will help. So you have to move it. Wait, I don't know if you can see from the side.
Perfect, like that.
You have to move it in that way, okay, to pull it, to leave the yarn up. Okay, so it will help you to pass the needle or like the shuttle more easily.
Great, thank you.
It's why we have created this piece of cardboard to be able to leave the yarn up. And so I will try to place my hand between if I can. So, sorry. And you see that it's more, here you have a gap, okay, between the top and the bottom yarn, okay, where we want to pass the yarn through.
Great.
And so you always have to, of course, to remove according, if you remove like this
this piece.
Yes, this piece of fabrics, and to always change, okay, the yarn. That so if on the beginning, so you start with the first yarn under, so after you do it on the top over, because the principle of a tabby weave, okay, is to pass, okay, a thread or a yarn or like a piece of fabric always under and over. And so, and on the line after, you have to do the opposite. So for example, on the first line, here I start on the top and here underneath. The line after, I have to do the opposite. So each time, each line, it has to be the opposite. Okay, so if you start under, on the second row, you will start over the yarn. I hope it was clear. Let me know.
Yes, thank you, Delphine. And Supinia was asking what to do afterwards, like how do they take the yarn out? But I suppose you're going to explain them how to do that, right?
Yes.
It's the next process.
Yes. So,
okay.
Well, here it will take some
time.
So you need to, continue to weave, okay? So a plain, for example, you can also use a ribbon, okay? And to plait, also play with it. So it's not complicated, but everything have to be, you have to prepare everything. So you can also use like some ribbon. Okay, and now to continue. So on the second row, okay, you have to do in the opposite way. So it's always under and over, but on the second row, it's on the opposite that what you have on the top. Under and over. Okay. Okay, so don't forget to don't pull too much, okay? So it doesn't create any tension on the side, okay? So the wrap has a white thread, always have to stay very parallel, okay? And so here you can actually play with a variety of material, like I say, using different also quality, something more big, fluffy, small. You can also play and adding fringes. So I will show you how to, for example, if you want, here I have on this example, you can also decide to create some patterns, for example. You can decide to start with one color or one type of yarn until the middle, okay? So I would say the technique will be the same. And after what you will do, so to complete on the other side, you will interlace, okay, between, okay, each yarn. So this can be an option. And after how to create small fringes, it's very easy. If I take, okay, if I take some wool, okay, so you take a thread, okay, and so what you will do, so here I have to cut it, of course, okay. So you take, for example, here I take two. You can take three thread, even more, okay. So you fold it in two, okay, and you will come. Okay, I will do it on maybe that one. It's really more easy. So you will come to place, okay, here the yarn, the thread of the frame that you want to create here under. Okay, And after, what you're doing, okay, you pass the yarn through, and it's creating some tassel. So here I do it sorry in the wrong way, because the tassel, okay, after will be like that.
So that's good, Delphine, that you're showing you know, different variations, because that was one of the questions. Now I have two other questions for you. Here we're doing eco weaving. So what kind of products can we do with that?
So what kind of products? So for example, see, so the student from our school, so when they work on a weaving project, so first of all, I advise you to experiment, okay? So to try to, I'll say, feel comfortable about the technique of the tabby weaving, and later on to adding more complexity. So it's what the student usually, as a lecturer, I've always advised to the student to make like a kind of sample, okay, of what they would like to do, okay? Here I have like a variety of sample, okay, from students from IFA. So you see the sample is just like a square, okay, of fabric. So here we have some students that add pearl. So here they was using a variety of yarn. And after, what you can do, so it's really depending of the size of the weaving, but some our students, they decide later on to create a big piece, okay, of weaving. So they create their own big frame, and you can create I'd say a garment, like a part of your garment out of it.
Okay. So it's interesting because in the picture that we showed for this Eventbrite event, that was a design of one of our students. So she used this weaving technique.
Exactly, she used a weaving technique to make a full garment. So
Got it.
so here we're working on a small size, because like I say, when we start to do something, and even that you are advanced, I always advise to the student to always make a mock-up, a sample, okay, of the weaving and the pattern that you want to create. And later on, okay, when you know what you want to do, you do it, okay, on a bigger scale. Or you can also do a patchwork. Why not? You can create like like different square, okay, of weaving, and make a patchwork out of it, and after create a garment.
Okay. And there was a question from Supinia. Do you make a knot when you want to start new colors? You know, like that pink and white example you were showing earlier on.
Okay, where is it?
It's underneath on your left.
Yes, this one.
No, it was before on the cardboard. You
Ah, on the
showed
cardboard.
an example not to follow, but I
Ah,
think
yes.
they were interested to see how do you make the pink one begin, or the pink one end and the white one begin.
So no, I never start with a knot, okay, because a knot will create tension, okay. But so what I advise you to do, it's to just, for example, when you want to insert, for example, a new color. So I just advise you to put, I don't know if you can see, but here, the beginning of your yarn, okay, you place it, I'd say, underneath everything, okay, over here, sorry. So you place it underneath your wrap, and after you start to weave, okay.
Got it.
So you just put the extremity underneath the wrap, okay, but this is not the part of the weaving, and after you start to weave. But do a knot will create tension, okay, on the size of your wrap, okay, and it will be not good.
Okay.
And so when you are done, okay, so when you have complete, how to say, your cardboard, so you will have to cut. So it depends what you want to do with. You know, some people, they like to handing, okay, their weaving, okay, in their arm as a decoration. So this can be also a problem. If you want to do that, what I want to say, according to eco weaving, what I do also, but I don't have it with me right now, it's in my other home. I like to weave also with plants. It means that I mix fabrics and plants that I dry before, okay, and I weave, okay, these plants to create a very nice, how to say, a feeling, and I use this weaving to hang on the wall of my house. You can, it's also like a trend, okay? Weaving can be also a decoration. But if you want to do the weaving, but you want to have it as a piece of decoration in your house, so I advise you to don't to cut only one side, okay, of it, for example the bottom, okay, but leave the top to be able to pass, for example, a branch, okay, or like something that will be able to hold the weaving, okay. So usually what we do, yes, we have like not a pie, but like a piece of wood or like a branch, okay, that we pass here on the top to hang, okay, the weaving. And so on the bottom, okay, where you will cut your thread, you just finishing with the two sides, okay, so of the wrap to make a knot, okay, to finish the bottom of it. So you just make a knot at the end. If it's you don't want to hang your work, okay, and you just want to have, how to say, a piece of fabric like that, that as a sample, or as later on to do a patchwork, for example, on a t-shirt, or let's say that if you have a damaged garment, or you want to customize a garment, you can also do a patchwork and add some weaving, for example, on the pocket or when you have a hole. It can be also a good way to say, to upcycle your garment. So if, for example, you just want to use your weaving as a piece of fabric, so you just cut both, okay, extremity, and with, okay, the yarn on two sides, you just make a knot. That's it.
Thank you, Delphine. Alors, apparently there's another question actually, and maybe someone, yeah, thank you for muting your microphone. So Kamashka was telling me that she couldn't understand how the yarns meet, you know, when you show the white and pink color, like how
Yes.
the yarns meet so that there is no gaps in between.
I will try to show it to you from more close.
Perfect.
So it's hard for me sometimes to I'd say put the good word, you know, to explain it. But I will take my camera and I will show it to you a bit more closer. Let me know if you can see it. So you see,
yes, we can see very well, Delphine. It's very good.
So you can see I will have one, to say, yarn of my wrap when I will have the two color, okay, that will be, to say, together, but always one. So you alternatively, okay, you have like one yarn between. Okay, I don't know if you can you understand? Yes. Okay, good. So we do this type of workshop in IFA during our textile class. And of course, with a student, we have like more time because like 1 hour is very short, you know, and sometimes by practicing that you understand better, and also that you can be able to also find a new way of making weave. It's like I say, weaving is more complex than that. We have like so many different patterns that can be created. So I hope you, how to say, enjoy this workshop. And I would like you to share with us the result on your Instagram. And don't forget to tag IFA Paris, because I would like to see so what are you, how to say, your, how creative you can be. And with what is important, I want to say with sometime less things. So with just a piece of cardboard, leftover of garments, we can be very creative and we can create very beautiful things.
Thank you, Delphine. It was a very detailed workshop, and I think what it taught me, because I don't know how to weave at all. I mean, the guys that are following your workshops don't know it, but I'm not a designer. And I gathered that it takes a lot of patience and a lot of precision, and it's very important to get the first steps right before you want to run with it and be more experimental. Is that correct?
Exactly. First, you need to understand the plane weave, okay? So how to always go under and over, and
Mm.
alternatively from each row change, of course. So when you get that, and
Mhm.
you know how to also don't to pull too much yarn and to have something that I'd say is quite well balanced, you can, how to say, continue to explore.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Delphine, once again for this great workshop. Thank you for your
Welcome.
time. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Wherever you are in the world, take very good care of yourself. And we are going to get back to you very soon on Eventbrite with more workshops from Delphine and the rest of our lecturers to deliver over to you to your homes. So enjoy your day. Bye bye, Delphine. See
Bye,
you
everyone.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.